cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack.
Alright, what's going on? My favorite Hockey Junkies. Today we're going to be going over the general managers and the head coaches for each PWHL team for the upcoming season. Now, we're not going to be ranking them. We're just going to be going over their info, what kind of coach, what kind of general manager they are, and I think you guys will like this one, so let's get right into it. So yeah, as we start with the New York Sirens, we'll start with their general manager, Pascal Daoust. Now, he's been with Valdor of the QMJHL since 2016, before last year. And he took up a lot of positions. He once assumed the head coach, associate coach, assistant coach, but for many years he was the general manager. And yeah, they were a team to be reckoned with, but last season in the PWHL, they really weren't, and it really wasn't Daoust's fault. The team didn't play well, but they are gonna look they're gonna look like a new team with Sarah Fillier. Now, as we get into the head coach, let's see here, Greg Fargo. He ran a pretty good program at Colgate University last season, and you know what, he has the past few seasons, but as we focus on last season specifically, he went 27-6-1, which if you complete that out, it's 27-7. They were ranked, if I'm not mistaken, the fourth best team. It might have been either the fourth or fifth best team. Here you go, I'm looking at it right now. It's the fourth, yes. But he's done pretty good, and I'd like to see how he does again this year with the Sirens. Alright, on the next, it's either Michelle or Michael Hirschfeld. And she's got an interesting record. She only has 1 year of team staff history on the Elite Prospects website, but one thing that is known about her is she likes taking, what's the word? She likes to rebuild. Yes, that's the word, And Ottawa is definitely in a rebuild stage, so it's going to be interesting to see how she takes those steps. Is she going to Kent Hughes it, or is she going to do it like Tampa Bay does it, or is they going to do it like Edmonton did it in the 2010s? It's going to be real interesting to see. So yeah, as we move on to Carla McLeod, she does have 4 World Championship bronze medals, as she is the team, or the head coach for Czechia at the World Championship for the past 3 years. But with Ottawa last year, they were, like I said with the last clip, they were just in a rebuilding stage, and yeah, they went 9-9-6, so if you complete that full out, that's 9-15. Yeah, I'd like to see how they do next year with Gwyneth Phillips, Daniel Sardakny. Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see, but yeah, let's get on to the next team. Melissa Caruso, do we really need to get into her situation? We all know what happened last year with the Minnesota Frost. Yes, they did win the Walter Cup, but it was just a whole shit show that went down. She is another general manager that does not have a lot of team staff history, but when you're winning Walter Cups, it doesn't really matter. Another thing about her is she did pretty good at the NHL, not the NHL, excuse me, the PWHL draft, and I'm interested to see how her picks do this season, especially Taylor Heisey, even though she was picked last year. And here we have Kenley. He came in and took over the head coach position from Charlie Berggraf before the first game of the PWHL season even started for Minnesota. But he still did great. You know, they won the Walter Cup despite the shit show that went on backstage, and hey, he's played all across the world. You know, he's been a head coach in the World Cup. He's been an assistant coach in the AHL. He's been head coaches in prep programs. And yeah, I'm real interested to see if Minnesota can carry on their momentum. On to the next teammate. And up here you can see we have Danielle Chauvigeau. She's done quite a bit, you know. She's won an Olympic gold medal. She's won 2 different World Championship gold medals, and she's even won U Sports Championships. Last season, she was the general manager of the Montreal Victoire. They were, you know, the PWHL Montreal. She was playing for Team Harvey's for 2... Oh no, she was the head coach but got promoted to general manager. But the point is, you know, she's had a long career and she's done quite a bit in that. And you can tell by the way Montreal played last year that she did bring that experience. You know, she's even played she's even coached leagues like the QMJHL. And she brings that experience, absolutely. On to our next player, or not player, I mean coach. We have Corey Chevry. She did a pretty good job in Montreal. You know, they got eliminated in the semifinals last year, but point is they did good in the regular season. You know, they did 13-6-5 if I'm not mistaken, which would have been 13-11. So they went positive. You know, not many teams did that. I believe it was only Toronto and Montreal. But yeah, she did good. But let's get on to the next team, shall we? Here we go. Now we have Gina Kingsbury. Was actually a player at one point and was a pretty damn good one. As we see here, she has a World Championship gold medal, 3 different World Championship gold medals, a Olympic gold medal. You know, some of these are divided up as when she was a player and when she was a coach. She had a Hinkle Gretzky Cup gold medal. You know, that's pretty damn impressive if you ask me. She was the general manager of Toronto last season and was also the VP of hockey operations for Canada's U18 at the Hinkle Gretzky. And yeah, she's just well experienced. I don't think I even need to go into anything else. As you can tell, she knows what she's doing, and she ran the team that went number 1 in the season standings last season. They went 17-7. Yeah, I don't really need to add anything else onto that. In fact, let's get into their head coach, Troy Ryan. Ran the Scepters last year into the first round playoffs and unfortunately had that heartbreaking loss in Game 5 of the semifinals, losing Natalie Spooner in, I believe it was Game 3 or 4. You know, you couldn't put all the pressure on Sarah Nurse and Kristen Campbell, even though those two are very good players. They can't. But in the regular season, like I said, they had a dominance record of 17-7, and I expect it to be pretty good again this year. Let's get into the next team, shall we? The Boston Fleet. This is an interesting one. I am expecting them to make... I don't know if I see them making the finals again this year. It really depends on if their team can step up. You know, Hillary Knight, she just was not there in the playoffs for the team last season, and it really counted on their bottom lines. Not that that's a bad thing, you know. When your bottom lines perform, that's a great thing, especially when your top lines aren't, but it's better to have both performing, and the top lines just were not for the Boston Fleet. But anyway, she does have experience. She was a scout for the Boston Bruins at one point, you know. She was a director of hockey operations for Quinnipiac, and, you know, she also was the general manager last season for the PWHL, and she managed to earn her keep for this season too. But let's get into her coach. Courtney Kessel. Yes, sister-in-law of Amanda Kessel, which would, if I'm not mistaken, make her, brother-in-law of Phil Kessel? Yes. As you can see, last season, she was the head coach of Boston, and which would have made her 12-9-3, so basically 12-12, going neutral in the rankings. Before that, she was the assistant coach for Princeton for quite a while, and yeah, I'm interested to see how she does again this year. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and, you know, take it easy.